We got our first look at IO Interactive's James Bond game titled First Light 007. Looks like a hit, man. So we got our state of play yesterday, which was actually pretty cool, from PlayStation and everything like that. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys though. I didn't even know that the state of play was happening yesterday. It was one of those things that I was so focused on, the Switch 2 coming out that was like the main thing I was kind of thinking about all day and kind of waiting to hear some news of what was going on with that and how that was going to be going for a lot of people. So the fact that PlayStation did a state of play, I'm kind of thinking they did that because of the fact that the Switch was coming out, so they were kind of like, all right, we'll try to be competitive in that regard, kind of a thing. And it was one of those situations. By the time I had realized it was going on, I was pretty much like halfway, if not like 3/4 of the way through of the whole state of play itself. So when I actually like tuned in and everything like that, it was on 007, the trailer for the game. So I did get to see a little bit of it, kind of interact with what was going on with the trailer and everything like that. And I don't know, man. From the little bit that I kind of did watch, it was one of those things where, to me, it felt like there was something missing, and I did want to go back and kind of rewatch it and see if I can kind of see some more stuff. But I figured I was planning on doing a video on it anyways, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and just kind of do a reaction to it, so I can kind of give you guys my thoughts as it goes along. So yeah, there is a good portion of stuff that I was able to actually watch in the trailer, but for the most part, I kind of had to miss some of it because I was at work, kind of a thing. So I did notice that there were some other articles out there where we were able to kind of see some stuff. We got some looks here of like some stills from the trailer, I'm pretty sure. And this looks awesome to me, man. I think it looks really good. It looks pretty cool. The graphics, obviously. The story looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. It, like I said, it looks for the most part pretty good, but there was just something that I felt like was kind of missing. And I don't know if it was because of the fact that it isn't James Bond as we know him. You know what I mean? Being like the smooth talking kind of spy that you see, he is kind of starting off from the beginning, kind of a thing. So they are kind of going of like a Casino Royale kind of aspect of it, like with Daniel Craig's Bond, where they're kind of starting him off from the beginning, and he's going to be a little bit younger and is going to be like inexperienced in that regard, kind of a thing. So I figured we can go ahead and check it out and see what we got here, and yeah, we'll go ahead and go from there. So let's see. Lower just a little bit. This real quick. Oop. I don't want to do full screen just because I don't want to kind of uh make the video lag or
His
anything like that.
parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway.
So real quick, I mean, I don't have too much of a problem with the M that they decide to go with in this trailer. It is one of those things I do kind of, with us having Judi Dench for so long in regards to, her being M from GoldenEye and then up to the Daniel Craig films up to, I believe, Spectre. Them switching it from her to I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, the individual that played Voldemort in the Harry Potter films. I was kind of hoping we'd kind of see something like that in that regards, but at the same time, obviously there's going to be some changes. They do want to differentiate it from the movies and everything like that. So that was a little bit of a thing that I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. But so far, it seems like she does have faith in Bond, which is something that I like. I really do appreciate that the character that's going to play M kind of is looking at him as James Bond, the spy that we should be looking at him as.
It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
And then for me, I don't know. I think it was just the fact that it's kind of like a young James Bond right here that I thought was just a little bit weird. But again, it is due to the fact that, he is kind of starting off, and it is kind of him starting his spy, career kind of a thing, as opposed to it being a Bond that we know and kind of already see as, that the super spy and everything like that. So, you just you gotta take it for what it is.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now
And they don't mention it, but I'm guessing that's Moneypenny right there. So that is, and that's kind of another thing I kind of was hoping they would have changed a little bit, just because of, like I was saying, how I am used to M being, the way that it was Judi Dench, and then the other individual, that the actor that plays him. Seeing Moneypenny, this does kind of remind me of the Moneypenny that is in the Daniel Craig film. So that was one of those things. It's kind of weird because I am kind of like wanting that, a little bit of that familiarity with M, but I noticed at the same time with Moneypenny, I was like, it would be cool if they had like a different type of actress other than someone that kind of almost resembled Moneypenny from the Craig films, which is, you know what I mean? It's a little contradictory, but it is one of those things. I was like, it would have been cool to see, like, if the woman that was playing M, if she would have been like the Moneypenny. I feel like I probably would have liked that a little bit better.
let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
And we got Q.
So you shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the end game is, we won't see it coming.
And real quick, just from the looks of like that gameplay that we saw right there, where he's kind of like scanning the room, he kind of throws that thing. I'm wondering if they are gonna have it so that you can kind of go in guns blazing, or if they are gonna have it more of kind of like a Splinter Cell type of game where you kind of have to move a little bit slower. You're gonna have to be a little bit more stealthy, kind of a thing. I mean, obviously it'll probably change from mission to mission, but from the looks of that gameplay so far, it does kind of remind me of Splinter Cell in that regard.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting.
Let's go. First Light 007. Uh-oh.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
The name's Bond. James Bond. Let's go. So yeah, it is one of those things. I think I am kind of getting a little bit used to the individual that's going to be playing him in this game and everything like that, because he is kind of like a big difference from any of the Bonds that we've kind of seen in the past. But one of the things that I kind of, it feels like they're kind of going in the direction of kind of towards the books, because it was stated that one of the reasons that Bond was created was they wanted to give him like a dull name, James Bond, because I think it was one of the creators, I think Ian Fleming, I could be wrong, but it was stated that one of the things that he wanted to do was have Bond be kind of like an ordinary guy that went through extraordinary scenarios, kind of a thing. So he's kind of a plain person, not necessarily the best looking individual, but he was able to kind of be suave and sophisticated and kind of get that charm to him that made him the James Bond that we know and love. So obviously with, I'm gonna go ahead and mute this and then just kind of play the center here again. But yeah, just from the looks of him and everything like that, he does kind of seem a little bit like not necessarily too much of like a good looking individual. He doesn't seem like a brute force, kind of like Daniel Craig's was. He seems kind of like a little bit of skinnier Bond, kind of like what's his name, Oh man, I can't remember the Jesus. It's missing my brain right now in the moment. But Sean Connery. There we go. So the first Bond that we were able to see, he is a little bit skinnier in that regard, like that. So yeah, it's gonna, I feel like this is something that's probably gonna grow on me a little bit more as time progresses and everything like that. And if I am able to kind of pick this game up and see the direction they take it in with the story and everything, I'm hoping that it's gonna be something good. And from the looks of it so far, as far as like the gameplay, the graphics and everything, and the story that it seems like it's gonna be going in with the direction, I'm kind of digging it. You know what I mean? You got these exotic locations, you got these beautiful women that he's interacting with, you got the enemies that he's having to face up against. So I'm hoping this is really going to be a good game, man, because I am a big Bond fan. I do love the movies and I love the character of James Bond. I think he's just such a badass, you know what I mean? So being able to kind of see that they have a game coming out, it has me so hyped. And this is something that I've been really looking forward to for a while. I did a video on the trailer, the teaser trailer that they did months ago last year. So if you want to check it out, I'll probably end up putting that video kind of like towards the end of this one right here. But yeah, this is something I'm definitely looking forward to, and I am wanting to play once it does come out. And I think this is really cool too, right here, that they got the golden gun, which is awesome for especially for any golden eye fans out there that were able to play that game, know the meaning behind the golden gun kind of a thing. So yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this, and this has me hyped, dude. And I'm really happy that this was shown at the State of Play. Honestly, from what I seen at the State of Play, there wasn't really too many games or anything like that that really grabbed my interest. It was mainly this, and then Silent Hill, which I'm gonna do another video on later today on for the reaction. But yeah, this is the main one that has me really hyped. I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm really looking forward to when this game comes out. So glad that we got a trailer here. We're gonna be able to see something that's gonna be coming pretty soon in the future, and yeah, gameplay reveal this summer. So yeah, so hopefully within the next few months we'll be able to get some gameplay, and then we'll get a release date. So like an official release date, because right here obviously it says 2026, but there's no further information other than that. So yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm really stoked, and I'm looking forward to this. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are there any 007 fans out there, looking forward to this game? And if you can, let me know which one of the games is your favorite James Bond game to play. Obviously, for me, it's going to be GoldenEye because that was one of the ones I grew up with. But there was the other one, I believe it was Everything or Nothing or Die Another Day. One of the ones that they did for the GameCube back in the day that I actually had a lot of fun playing as well. So if you guys can let me know which one your guys' favorite game was in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, I'm on out. Peace.